This is to fulfill the course assignment GPPP1092 Introduction to Education Studies and Learning only. All similarities and information are taken from open sources and there is no intention to touch the sensitivity of any party. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to present my coursework today. A very warm welcome to my respected lecturer Tuan Haji Zamidi bin Ismail. On this lovely day, I would like to entertain both my classmates and also all the viewers out there about the implications of aspiration and direction of education toward the formation of educator-spirited teachers. But before that, where are my manners? My name is Kabishan, son of Ravi, and I am from the TESOL SJKT option. Before we start, let me explain a little bit about the Malaysian Education Quality Standard, or more known as the SKPM. Education Act 1996 subsection 117A allocates to the Chief Inspector of Schools the responsibility to ensure the satisfactory teaching standards are established and maintained in educational institutions. Realizing the importance of this responsibility being carried out effectively, the JNJK has introduced a clear and comprehensive standard of education quality known as the Malaysian Education Quality Standard 2010. The SKPM 2010 contains 5 standards that include all aspects that lead to the creation of satisfactory educational quality. Here are the 5 standards of the SKPM. Up first, we have leadership and direction. School leadership acts as a high-impact leader and is able to mobilize school members in an integrated manner to advance the school and improve the quality of learning and teaching. The second standard is the organizational management. The organization of the school is managed by taking into account the potential and needs to the staff, the availability of internal resources, and utilizing external resources so that the school can function efficiently and effectively. In addition to that, we also have the curriculum management, extracurricular, and sports students affairs. The areas of curriculum, co-curriculum, and sports, and also student affairs are managed efficiently and effectively to ensure that the school functions as a learning institution in producing intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, and physically balanced students. The fourth standard is teaching and learning. Teachers plan and implement a high-quality P&P process to strive to continuously develop students' potential and achievement at an optimal level. And finally, we have becoming a student. Education at school produces students who are knowledgeable, skilled, noble, responsible, and capable of achieving personal well-being. Now let us begin. Let us begin with the main topic, aspiration. Now, what is aspiration? Aspiration is a strong will and desire to achieve something. We usually associate aspiration with long-term goals and future desires. In terms of education, educational aspirations and expectations are individuals' beliefs regarding educational future plans. Educational aspirations are idealistic values that reflect the educational attainment that one hopes and desires to achieve. Next up, we have the Malaysian Education Blueprint. The Malaysian Education Blueprint, or PPPM, was introduced in the year 2013 and will go on until the year 2025. It provides a comprehensive plan for a rapid and sustainable transformation for our education system through to 2025. As we all know, the Malaysian Education Blueprint have listed out some targets that they are hoping to achieve by 100%. Some of them are ensuring universal enrollment from preschool to upper secondary education. Next, they are narrowing the achievement gaps between the rich and poor, urban and rural, and between states, meaning no matter from where you are, whatever your social background or geographical background are, the achievement gaps will be so low, meaning that everyone will achieve in a high level. Next up, we have rising from the bottom third to top third of countries in international assessments like Program for International Student Assessment, PISA, and Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study, TIMSS. And finally, we have building an education system that gives children an appreciation for our unique identity as Malaysians. Now that we have that out of the way, let us take a look at what are the aspirations that the Malaysian education blueprint wishes to achieve. Here are the 5 aspiration system of education. First up, we have access, which is 100% enrollment across all levels from preschool to upper secondary by 2020. What they're trying to say is every Malaysian child deserves equal access to an education that will enable the child to achieve his or her potential. The ministry thus aspires to ensure universal access and full enrollment of all children from preschool through to upper secondary school level by 2020. Next up, we have quality, which is understanding the current performance and challenges of the Malaysian education system, with a focus on improving access to education, raising standards or quality, closing achievement gaps, equity, fostering unity among students, and maximizing system efficiency. All children will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education that is uniquely Malaysian and comparable to the best international systems, which is what they are trying to say here. Next up, we have equity, meaning 50% reduction in achievement gaps, urban to rural, socio-economic, and gender by 2020. What they are trying to say is top-performing school systems deliver the best possible education for every child, regardless of geography, gender, or socio-economic background. The ministry aspires to halve the current urban-rural, socio-economic, and gender achievement gaps by 2020. Unity, an education system that promotes shared values and experiences by encouraging students to embrace diversity. What they're trying to say is, as students spend over a quarter of their time in school from the ages of 7 to 17, meaning from that age, they spend more time in school than they do at home. So, schools are in a key position to foster unity. Through interacting with individuals from a range of socioeconomic, religious, and ethnic backgrounds, students learn to understand, accept, embrace their differences, and mingle around with students from different races and cultures. And finally, we have efficiency, a system that maximizes student outcome with the current national budget. The Malaysian education system has always been well funded, yet improvements in student outcomes have not always matched the resources channeled into the system. While the government will maintain current levels of investments, the aspiration is to further maximize student outcomes within the current budget levels. With that, let us look into these 6 student aspirations. Up first, we have knowledge. At the most basic level, every child will be fully literate and numerate. Beyond this, it is important that students master core subjects such as mathematics and science and acquire a rounded general knowledge of Malaysia, Asia, and the world. Students will also be encouraged to develop their knowledge skills in other areas too, such as arts, music, and also sports. Secondly, we have bilingual proficiency. Every child will be, at minimum, operationally proficient in the national language, Bahasa Malaysia, and the international language of communication, which is what we are using today, English. Upon leaving school, students should be able to work in environments that encompasses this language. The ministry will also encourage all students to learn an additional language, which is already being practiced in some schools, as you can see today. For example, SSI and so on, they offer extra classes to learn German or even French. Moreover, there is thinking skills. Every child will learn how to continue acquiring knowledge throughout their lives, to be able to connect different pieces of knowledge and to even create a new knowledge. Every child will master a range of important cognitive skills, including critical thinking, reasoning, creative thinking, and innovation. This is an area where the system has historically fallen short, with students being less able than they should be in applying knowledge and thinking critically outside familiar academic contexts. Next, we have ethics and spirituality. The education system aims to instill strong ethics and spirituality within every child to prepare them for challenges that they will inevitably face as an adult. This includes strategies to resolve conflicts peacefully without resorting to violence. Next, we have leadership skills. In our increasingly interconnected world, being able to lead and work efficiently with others is very, very critical. The education system will help each student reach their full potential by creating formal and also informal opportunities for students to work in teams and take up leadership roles. In the context of the education system, leadership encompasses four dimensions: entrepreneurship, resilience, emotional intelligence, and also strong communication skills. And finally, we have the national identity. An unshakable sense of national identity tied to the principles of Rukun Negara is necessary for Malaysia's success and future. Every child will be proudly identified as a Malaysian, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, or socioeconomic status. Achieving this patriotism requires that every child understands the country's history and share the common aspirations for the future. Now then, let us look into the shifts of transformation. The ministry has identified 11 shifts that will need to occur to deliver the step change in outcomes envisioned by all Malaysians. Each shift will address at least one of the 5 system outcomes of access, quality, equity, unity, and efficiency, with quality as the common underlying focus across all shifts due to the fact that this is the dimension which requires the most urgent attention. Some of these shifts represent a change in strategy and direction. Others represent operational change in the way the ministry and schools have historically implemented existing policies. Regardless of whether it is a strategic or operational shift, they all represent a move away from current practices. Now, let us look into the 11 shifts a little bit more briefly. Okay, the first shift is provide equal access to quality education of an international standard. The foundation for the success of a school system lies in its definition of what its student must know, understand, and be able to do. Malaysian students have historically always excelled at reproducing subject content. However, students need to be able to reason, to extrapolate, and to creatively apply their knowledge in novel and unfamiliar settings, as the skill to be reproducing subject content is less valuable in today's ever-changing economy. Next up, the second shift is to ensure every child is proficient in Bahasa Malaysia and the English language, and they are also encouraged to learn an additional language. Malaysia's multicultural society makes it a natural environment for producing students who are proficient in more than one language. For example, it's Bahasa Malaysia, English, and either Tamil or Chinese. The third shift is to develop values-driven Malaysian. Today's students will inherit a world fraught with challenges, from environmental degradation to armed conflict on a scale that has never been seen before and is very unimaginable. Successfully navigating these issues will not only require students who have leadership skills, but strong universal values such as integrity, compassion, justice, and altruism to guide them into making ethical decisions. The fourth shift is to transform teaching into the profession of choice. The Malaysian Education Blueprint hopes to achieve that teaching will be a prestigious elite profession that only recruits the top 30% of graduates in the country. Teachers will receive the best training possible from the time they enter their teaching training programs through the point of retirement. They will have access to exciting career development opportunities across several distinct pathways with progression based on competency, progress, and performance, not tenure. The fifth shift is to ensure high-performing school leaders in every school. Every school will have a high-performing principal who is relentless on his or her focus on improving student outcomes, both academic and also non-academic. The best principals will be given incentives to serve the weakest schools to be able to guide them into a much better human being. The sixth shift is to empower JPNs, PPDs, and schools to customize solutions based on need. Every school, regardless of location, size, or type, will provide its students with a good, holistic education. The seventh shift is to leverage ICT to scale up quality learning across Malaysia. Across all 10,000 schools in Malaysia, ICT will enhance how teaching and learning happens. Students will be able to access a wider range of content that is more engaging and interactive. The eighth shift is to transform ministry delivery capabilities and capacity. The transformed ministry will have strong leaders at every level, new processes and structures, and also a culture of high performance. The ninth shift is partner with parents, community, and private sector at scale. Every parent will be an active partner in their child's learning, not only through the standard draft of activities like report card and sports day, but also a strengthened parent-teacher association or PIBG that provides input on school-based management matters as well as parent toolkits to support student learning. The 10th shift is to maximize student outcome for every ringgit. The government will continue to invest an approximate level of expenditure, 16% of the federal budget in the education system. The ministry will allocate these funds to the priorities set out in the blueprint and away from other lower impact programs and initiatives. And the final shift is to increase transparency for direct public accountability. All stakeholders will have access to regular and transparent information about the ministry's progress against the blueprint. This information will enable them to engage in a constructive dialogue with the ministry on existing and forthcoming initiatives. I hope you guys understood about the Malaysian Education Blueprint. Now, I am going to explain the implication on the Malaysian education system. There are several implications for the education system involving various components, but today we will be focusing mainly on implications toward teachers and also the implication towards school leaders. Up first, we have implications towards teachers. The first one is to have insight. Teachers need to have a superior vision to transform various aspects of education, think at a high level, and be able to innovate in order to be able to improve school success and also student success. Teachers need to shoulder the trust to ensure that students are able to compete at the global level. Next up, we have teachers should become role models. Teachers become role models for students as per stated in the Malaysian Education Blueprint to develop students holistically. Teachers are not only role models for students, but teachers also need to strive to produce students who have a strong national identity. Next, we have professional development. Teachers do a mind shift and work culture change as well as renew knowledge and skills continuously. Teachers need to be brave to diversify creative and innovative teaching methods and techniques in the PDP. Teachers need to cooperate and be open with the students themselves. Teachers need to improve their professional practice continuously without stop. Now, let us look into the implications towards school leaders. School leaders need to strive to make the school a foundation in producing successful community members and active contributors to a national development. The head of the school or higher authorities act as a leader, guide, and motivator for teachers, students, and staff in his or her school. The school head needs to establish a professional collaboration with the PPD to obtain input for annual performance targets and will enjoy greater transparency regarding the results. Now, let us look into the implications towards the formation of educator-spirited teachers. Teachers who are competent in all aspects mentioned will educate with various teaching strategies and PDP facilitation, which are teach with love and passion, meaning they should always love and care for their students genuinely. Next, they should act with full responsibility and take full responsibility for their and also their students' actions. And finally, they should become a role model to produce excellent students because at a young age, students look up to their teachers and most of them follow the footsteps of their teachers. Let us look a little bit deeper into the implications towards the formation of educator-spirited teachers. Up first, we have the teaching ethics. Now, teaching ethics can be split into four, which are responsibility towards students, towards parents, towards the society and country, and also responsibility towards the colleagues and the teaching profession. Now, responsibility towards the students and parents mean that the teachers should be able to successfully educate the students and at the same time ensure 100% guarantee to the parents that they can produce wonderful students. Responsibility towards the society and country means that as a citizen of Malaysia, they should be able to do their chores and responsibility efficiently as a dutiful Malaysian. Now, responsibility towards colleagues and the teaching profession is, as stated above, something that they should successfully be able to produce excellent students who will produce a bright future for Malaysia. Next up, we have the ethics of the Ministry of Education of Malaysia, or more known as KPM. The efforts to create an excellent work culture and first-class work culture, the work ethics of the Ministry of Education Malaysia was developed to serve as a guide for all KPM citizens. The important principles of KPM include trust, integrity, responsibility, excellence, and loyalty. Now, the objectives of the KPM is to inculcate noble characteristics in performing duties so as to improve work quality and productivity. Another objective is to also improve self-discipline in order to provide the organization with good and quality service. Here are some work cultures of the Ministry of Education of Malaysia, KPM. Number one, we have four, which are the right intention, disciplined and civilized, truthful, and sincere. What they're trying to say is that all of those who are working at the Ministry of Education should always have the right intention without any other bad intentions towards the students and also the nation. They should be disciplined and civilized. They should be able to do their chores perfectly without any wrongs. They should be truthful and sincere. They should always be honest, not lie, and always respect their work given. And finally, we have the implications to the certainty of excellent teachers. Number one is it supports unity and builds the nation. Unity is very important among various races of various cultures and beliefs in Malaysia. The unity that exists will be able to give birth to a society that cooperates with each other and develops the country, and also lives in harmony and prosperity, because, as we all know, unity is the foundation of nation building. Next up, we have forming human capital that is balanced and harmonious. Teachers are responsible for educating and imparting knowledge to achieve FPK's desire to produce balanced and harmonious people. The effectiveness of education depends on teachers' awareness of their responsibilities as educators. Next, we have practice an excellent work culture. A superior work culture is the basis for improving the quality of educational achievement. Work culture will be achieved if teachers practice work ethics and integrity that is comprehensive and positive. A teacher with an excellent personality will always practice an excellent work culture. Lastly, we have implement lifelong learning. Teachers should equip themselves with the characteristics of the 21st century educators by constantly improving their knowledge and skills. Teachers, as we all know, play an important role in ensuring lifelong learning to improve the professionalism of teachers. And these are the references that I have used and referred to throughout this assignment to help me search for more information. With that, I bring an end to my presentation, and this is the end of my course assignment. Thank you so much for lending me your ears, and again, thank you so much to my respected lecturer Tuan Haji Zamili bin Ismail for giving me this opportunity to present this coursework to you all today. Hope to see you all soon. A very heartfelt thanks. Thank you and goodbye.